All right.
How's it going?
Going pretty good. How are y'all?
Good. What do you see from this Bills defense that will give you a challenge Sunday night?
Yeah. We've played together for a while. I think they got a few new pieces. But a lot of the same guys that have been making plays there for a while now. Bernard's a good player. We'll see if Oliver's back. He's a good player up front. Bosa's been a good addition for him. In the back end, they've had some guys that they've had play there for a while. Tre'Davious White's been there for a while. They're all instinctive, rap, and the young safety, started to play a lot for them. They've played together. They gel well. They got a good scheme. They know what they're doing. They're coached well. So we got a tough challenge. And we'll be ready for it. We're on the road, so it's going to be a tough environment, and we're excited for it.
Is there any extra charge for you getting to play a primetime game?
Yeah, it's always a little extra juice playing primetime. Everybody's watching. Playing a division opponent. That's where we're. What Coach Vrabel seems where we want to go. Where we want to be at. The Bills have been the past couple of years and contenders, and winning the division and playing well at home. They've won, I think you said 14 straight, if that's right, but at home. So it's a tough environment, and like I said, they're a great football team with some great players. So we got our hands full, but I think we're excited. Anytime you're on prime time, and you kind of waiting the whole day for the game, and under the lights. So it'll be pretty sweet.
Josh Allen said you guys have a relationship. Where did you meet him? When did that begin?
Yeah, I got to know him, through the same agency. Got to know him, and we share a lot of the same things. We like playing golf, and just hopefully, he's very down to earth. I like to say I'm down to earth, but he's a great player. Golly, it's fun watching him. He makes some plays, every week that you're like, man, that's pretty cool. So he's MVP of the league, and sadly to say it's fun to watch him, but we got to play him on Sunday, so it's a little different mindset.
As another quarterback, what have you learned from him over the course of your career that maybe you've taken a thing here or there when it comes to helping you develop?
Yeah, I think he's just the ultimate. He wants the ball in his hands, to win the game. With the game on the line, the ball's in Josh's hand a lot. He ends up making the play. That's what I've learned, and he's so versatile. I think that's what makes it so tough on defenses. What he can do and extend plays, play in the pocket. Run in the running game. He has the extra hat, and he's commanding the offense. I think he's been doing that for a while at a very high level. And like I said, it's fun to watch. But now we're playing against him. So
some people compared your play style to Josh Allen's. I'm just curious. Have you watched any of his films specifically to learn from, like maybe the way he plays, or just have you kind of tried to take away anything from him?
Yeah, I mean, you watch a lot of the same tape, being in the division. You see the Bills, show up a lot, and they kind of have a same type of offense. And no, I mean, anytime you watch those quarterbacks around the league playing at a high level like that, you try to learn something. Learn how he's looking off defenders, or learn what he's doing. With his pump fakes when he's out in the perimeter, stuff like that he's so good at. So, and just. Yeah, I mean, from there he's great throwing it down the field, and great at, like I say, extending plays and moving guys and scramble drill. So he's great. So
when it comes to moving defenders with your eyes, how much of that is a pre-snap kind of determination you're making, and how much of that is post-snap based on what you get?
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. I think pre-snap is some route combinations that that are setting up. Hey, we got something here, a concept on the right. Let me try to hold this backside hook defender, or we got a high low on a flat defender. Let me try to give him eyes to the low, or still things like that. Some of it's kind of post-snap, and depends if we see it depends what covers they're playing, and some of it's pre-snap. Hey, I know I got to do something with this player because he's where the concept is end up trying to hit.
Drake, they haven't lost the turnover battle 26 straight games. What about that kind of speaks to you and what you'll have to do?
Yeah, don't beat ourselves. I think that's been our mindset since what happened in Pittsburgh 2 weeks ago. Don't beat ourselves. I think that's what happened last year at their place. I think we had a chance at them. It was 14. I think we fumbled, and then obviously the touchdown we gave up on the backwards pass. So I think just don't beat ourselves, and I think just playing our identity and know we can play with anybody if we don't do that. But no, I think they're definitely getting the ball out, and they do a great job in zone defense of having their eyes on me and playing off my eyes.
I think you said in the past, Drake, you don't tend to show a ton of emotion on the field. Maybe you'd like to try to do a little bit more of that. We saw a little celebration after your touchdown run the other day. Do you feel like you're getting more comfortable expressing yourself on the field or showing that emotion?
Yeah, no doubt. I think that comes with winning some games too. Feel like you've done something. And I think it shows. You know, those guys want to see, you know, the hard work we put in. You know, it come to life and end up, you know, proving something. And I think those guys work hard and. Yeah, to try to get some extra juice or bring some extra juice in the huddle. I think, you know, just trying to do as much as I can to, you know, get the guys feeling good and, like I said, show some emotion. Those guys enjoy it when I, you know, have a little fun out there. So.
Drake, you mentioned last year's game. Just what do you remember about the environment going in there in that stadium?
Yeah, I think it was a 4:25 game maybe. So we ended up turning it into night, basically a night game there with how dark it gets up here in the north. So. No, sure. I remember, you know, it was freezing cold. I remember that. And then, other than that, yeah, just the atmosphere. You know, it's in Buffalo. Their fans are, you know, very hostile, and I think that's the energy that they want. And the home environment speaks to what their record's been at home. So, yeah, hostile environment. It was cold. You know, last time we went there, I remember up in the locker room at halftime, and everybody was regrouping, trying to get ready for the cold. But yeah, I think a little bit better weather this time. But you know, I think playing on silent count is going to be huge. You know, knowing that, and from there, yeah, I think I think they're going to be, you know, they're one of the best teams in the league. So we got our hands full, you know, going up to their place.
How helpful is it to have Josh? You know, he obviously has a long history of playing this defense and this system. Just being able to kind of pick his brain about, you know, the scheme as a whole.
Yeah, it's awesome. He's played him, you know, a bunch of times. But it's also vice versa. They've played him a bunch of times, so they know kind of his, you know, what he likes to do. And you know, I think Buffalo does a good job of, you know, disguise and trying to mix it up for me and you know, for run looks and for pass looks. And they do a good job of mixing that and doing what they do. And I think it's you know, most of the time they're gonna be in a 4-down front and kind of play. And I think their safeties do a good job. I think they're kind of doing a good job disguising, but. Yeah, just trying to watch tape on their guys, and they got some new pieces in there. So, but most of them a lot of the same from last year.
Drake, you've been complimentary of your offensive line consistently. With Ben Brown in particular, last year he joined the team, and on a minute's notice, basically starts at center.
Yeah.
Work with him there. He gets the start at left guard this past weekend. Just overall, your impressions of him and how he's responded to his opportunities.
Yeah, just stepping up. You know, he comes in here, you know, ready to go. He knows that shoot one of the, you know, inside three goes down, he's in the game. So he takes that to heart, and he works really hard. He's got to know, you know, center position. He's got to know guard. He's got a lot on his plate. And he does a great job preparing, and it speaks to last year having to get ready soon and real fast. He came in on Wednesday and started on Sunday. So yeah, it speaks to, you know, what his care for. And I think that O-line room is really gelling and caring about each other. So I think that's, you know, part of it too.
Coach Raven said after the game on Sunday, you know, hopefully we'll find out where we're at. Talking about this game in Buffalo, knowing how good they are, what do you expect to learn about your team? And if you guys do win, what would that mean?
Yeah, it's a great gauge for us. You know, see how much. Just kind of see, like I said, see what we got. You know, see what we. You know, we're competing on the road in a tough environment, and you know, one of the first times we'll do that as a team, and see, you know, battling through, you know, playing 4 quarters of football. That's going to matter. Playing on the road, 4 quarters matters. You can't just play a half, and you can't just show up, you know, at the beginning and not at the end, but playing, you know, full 4 quarters and going to a hostile environment and bringing our own energy. You know, not going to be many Pats fans, but you know, we do travel well, so hopefully there will be. And then from there, like I said, just also not taking it as a, you know, end all be all for this week. You know, we got a long season ahead, but this is a great, you know, great kind of checkpoint to see, you know, what we got and what we can handle. So, thank you guys.